All right, Moses joining me on the desk now. Sole possession of second place in the North Division, up for grabs last night during the Lloydminster Bobcats game.
It was huge. You had the Cats, you had the Sherwood Park Crusaders. They went toe-to-toe. Of course, in the 3 previous meetings near them in the season, it always went down to the wire. The very last minute, and it was no different last night. Opening frame, 5 Bobcats. You got 5 staring at the puck carrier, leaving Brett Van Oss wide open in the slot, 1-0 Crew. Now later in the second, Kevin Durar goes one-on-one with Dane Phaneuf, then decides to push the defenseman into Tommy Nixon. Nixon shaken but not stirred. He would stay in the game. Fast forward to the third. Cats still down a goal and shorthanded. Lyndon Springer clears the zone and Nixon goes to play the puck.
Now it's dumped on into the Crew's territory. Nixon cocked it up! Scored! Ashton Clark!
Clark with a gimme of a goal. This one's tied at 1 apiece. Overtime solves nothing. Shootout we go. Ryan Kruper skates in, snaps it short side. Turness making the pad save. Second shooter, Durar, some speed, beats Nixon backhand. Now Arthur Gordon needs to score. Keep this one going. Turness flashing the leather. I like that. And that's how this game would end. The Cats claw back for the 2-1 shootout victory. Ryan Turness, 23 saves in the win. Durar, the shootout winner. Now, as for Ashton Clark, he had quite the statement to make in the dressing room during the second intermission.
I called it in the dressing room. I told them I was going to score the tying goal, so it was pretty funny and that I got it, and they were just pumped to get it, and then we started going harder and harder. We're trying to get away from all the other teams in the North Division, and it would be nice to keep doing that. So it's good to secure 2 points here and get second.
Third period, I thought we were a dominant team, played extremely well, had 19 shots on goal, some 8 or 9 very good scoring opportunities. But again, we had to hang on. We had to get a bad bounce to get the break, and once we seemed to get that break, then we took control again. But we got to start the game the way we finished the game.
The Cats are back on the ice when they head to Drayton Valley to face the Thunder tonight. You could tune into Lloyd FM for the play-by-play. Puck drop is at 7:30. To the World U17 Hockey Challenge, the quarterfinals got underway with Canada Black taking on Team USA. Team Canada Black, by the way, captained by Lloydminster's Cale Clegg. Now, Canada would be facing a tough team here, the highest scoring team in the tournament. First period, puck thrown in front for Max Jones, his 5th of the tourney. 1-0. Now 2-zip USA in the second. Canada shorthanded. Jake Bean springs the puck loose and will wire one past Jake Ottinger. Canada pulls within 1, but late in the second, Kyler Yamamoto, he gets that back for the Americans with the wicked wrister. The U.S. would add 1 more goal. Joey Anderson will get his 2nd of the game, finishing off the beauty passing play. They take it by a score of 4-1. Now another local boy in the mix, Mason Shaw and Team Canada Red taking on Team Russia in the other quarterfinal. Now that is your first look at sports. Gerard Lampow has your weather details coming up. Though last week's All Lloydminster Wheatland Championship was a thriller, it left the Lloyd Comp Barons hungry for more after a disappointing loss to Holy Rosary. The team is now turning their attention to their next big goal on their schedule, the Provincial Championships. Claire Hanna has more.
This past weekend, the Lloyd Comp Barons had a tough pill to swallow as they fell short by 2 points to the Holy Rosary Raiders in the Wheatland Championships.
I know a lot of our guys are pretty upset about it, which they should have been, but it's a close game. We played as good as we could play, and it's all we can do.
But the Barons need to forget and move on. And what better way than taking advantage of the fresh snow?
Well, the snowball fights today have been pretty fun. We'll just move on, have a little fun at practice, kind of try to get our bodies back in shape and just move forward.
Though winning the Wheatland Championship would have been the icing on the cake for the Lloyd Comp Barons, their biggest goal of the season is provincials. And this weekend, they'll be traveling to Edmonton to face the Austin O'Brien Crusaders, who are 3-time provincial champions.
And we're going to play a good football team this year, and this week, and if we can sort of get realigned and get back together, we still have a chance to be pretty special. They're a great football program, but I mean, we're trying to get to that level, so it'll be a good measuring stick to where we are.
Though the teams are competing in Tier 2 provincials, which is based on school population size, the Crusaders compete in the Metro Edmonton League as a Tier 1 team, and even shut out major Quad A contender Harry Ainley 16-0 earlier in the season.
We're a very hard running team, and we've got a pretty good defense today, and we know how to stop it, so hopefully then we can predict what they're going to do and just play our game Just get more aggressive and more hungry for the win, I guess, and just play our hearts out. Just might be the last game for some of the grade 12ers, so just give it our all, I guess.
The regional semifinal gets underway this Saturday at Foot Field in Edmonton. Kickoff is at noon. Claire Hanna, Newcap Sports.
Moving on to basketball, sitting in the middle of the pack of the North Division, the Lakeland Rustlers men's team looked to shake off their Jekyll and Hyde start. The inability to put back-to-back wins together would be a concern, especially with the high-flying Nate Ooks this weekend, but the Rustlers aren't fazed. The Lakeland Rustlers will try to do what they haven't done all season, sweep a weekend series. Head coach Tom Groat sums up the reason for their problems thus far.
I guess the main word is consistency.
Lakeland has had different guys step up this season, but can they find a true starting five? Groat doesn't seem too worried about that situation.
We're going to have an aha moment where all of a sudden we're going to click on all cylinders, and the guys are just going to see what they're capable of. And I'm hoping it's this weekend.
The Rustlers are in the middle of the pack at 2-4, winning on opening nights, but in the following games, the Rustlers have developed a nasty habit.
The last two Saturdays we were playing earlier games. We're playing 3 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, so that those teams like Keanu and Grand Prairie are used to the quick turnaround, so their legs are used to it. We're not really used to playing 3 o'clock games, so that kind of had some effect on it, but at the same time we can't make any excuses. We got to go out and win.
Fortunately for the Green and Gold, both games will be played in the evening. However, they'll try to avoid a shootout this weekend against the undefeated Nate Ooks, a team that likes to play a run-and-gun type offense, something the Rustlers want to avoid, getting them to play a more half-court game.
We obviously have to get back defensively and get them into a 5-on-5 game, and we have to maintain our defensive intensity. I think if we can keep them under 70 points, I think we could come away with a win for sure.
Groat and the players understand that it will take some time to gel, but there have been some positive signs with the last 2 weeks, hoping they can compete in a tough North Division.
We got a lot of talent on the team. We should be fine. We just got to piece it together and figure out what works, and second semester should be a whole lot different for us.
I have confidence in my guys. We have some good size. We got some guys that can D people up, so I think we can do that. We'll fare okay.
And that's all the time we have in sports. We'll have more Newcap news and weather for you after the break.